Got $40,000 for accidentally confiding a secret to a gossiping coworker. I worked at a chain salon in the US for minimum wage, plus tips. We got paid on a sliding scale. The more you added services, the more your hourly pay. Then, for back to school, we started offering $10 haircuts. It's dumb to offer a big discount on back to school because that's when everyone needs a haircut, but whatever. Except, to advertise this sale we had to stand on a rickety step stool and hang a 10-foot long 3-foot wide banner off the roof of our store. The step stool alone made it a dangerous task. But on top of it the sidewalk was uneven. Our manager insisted we do twice a day, open close, in case someone steals the banner. Because certainly, someone would want to steal a banner with a logo that says $10 haircuts. It was annoying, but I was looking forward to my next paycheck. I had a high service dollar per hour, which should have meant a bigger hourly paycheck. Except it didn't. That $7 a haircut discount? It was coming out of our final service dollar calculations, and we ended up making significantly less than usual. I'd worked there for years and this was the smallest back-to-school paycheck I'd ever seen. I went in the next day and was pissed. That morning, a coworker, who was a total brown-nosed gossip, and I were outside setting up the banner. It was my turn to stand on the rickety step stool, and I said I was glad this will be the last time I ever do this. I was fully prepared to make a joke about how I was going to fall and crack my head open, when the petty revenge idea came into my mind and I swiftly executed it. When she asked why, I told her not to tell anyone, but I'd accepted a job at another salon with a set schedule, higher commission and $5 more an hour. I said I'd planned on putting in my 2 weeks, but they needed me to start sooner, so I was going to work the weekend and not come back. This would leave us understaffed for the back-to-school rush. After reiterating she could not tell anyone, especially not our boss, she agreed. I left early that day, and on my next shift my boss pulled me into her office. She said she'd heard a rumor that I was leaving to work at a different salon. I told her I had a much better offer elsewhere, but if she could match that I would love to stay. She had to put a call into our district leader about the raise, but said I could work with a set schedule starting the following week. I was working until 9 p.m. some days and at 9 a.m. the next. The unpredictable schedule made finding childcare a pain in the ass. I was consistently ranked number 2 in sales for our store and the district. So the day L approved the raise and I stayed there another 5 years. Which means I got an additional $39,000 in pay for accidentally telling the salon gossip my secret. I also got 20% commission on $500 $1,000 a week in product sales. The ProRevenge. I also started printing out my service sales slip from the day before at the beginning of every shift, so that when payroll readjusted the paychecks to include coupons I could pull up my record and dispute it. According to payroll there was nothing they could do about it. I stayed another 5 years, raising the issue sporadically, until they brought back the $10 a haircut sale and I quit. A few months after I left, I was made aware that a different employee in another state filed a class action lawsuit, and I got a letter asking if I wanted to be a part of it. I accepted, and the lawyer loved receiving 5 years worth of documentation, emails from corporate and payroll, etc. They had to go back through all of my paychecks and compensate me for the difference. This included adding the free haircuts, reward program, and discounted haircuts as their whole amount, increasing the service $19 an hour here and 30 cents an hour there added up, and despite the fact that the settlement was split with a lot of people, I got $10,000 from that in addition to my adjusted pay, which was around half the settlement amount. Edited to remove the link from the article about the settlement. Now to the comments. Your real name is in there, but you knew that, and Reddit is full of creeps. You sure you wanna keep that there? OP replied, "Where is my real name? I will remove the link anyway. It kept getting deleted from Petty Revenge and I thought it was because it was unbelievable, but apparently it isn't revenge." You said you were asked about the case later, didn't you? In the link it said name was later added to the case. Something along those lines. So, I assumed that was you. I've already forgotten the name though. Ducking wage theft should be punished with prison time. OP replied, "Absolutely. They've since been close to bankruptcy multiple times and are franchising out their salons as quickly as possible." Good old haircuttery. My stylist left there and opened her own place. She charges slightly more, but I'm okay with that. She's good at what she does, and good stylists are worth their weight in gold. Document, document, document. Being right is nice, but having proof is far better. OP replied, great quote. My friend's father, who's a lawyer, told me once long ago, it doesn't matter much who's right, what matters is who has the most or best documentation. This is pretty common practice in the tech industry in order to get a raise. Except we don't keep it a secret, we just blatantly tell our managers. But in the tech industry, you don't need to fabricate an offer, as poachers are thick. In my experience, without the offer in hand, management hits you with the raises are coming at the end of the year. I'm certain you'll qualify response, which gets you 5% raise, not the 15% to 20% bump we actually want. This reminded me of a commercial a while back for I think FedEx/Kinko's or some store like that. Opens with a mom/pop barber shop doing haircuts. Owner goes outside and sees some douchebag opening a chain salon across the street offering $7 haircuts. Guy goes and gets a sign made that says we fix $7 haircuts, and cuts to 2 months later and the chain is out of business. OP replied, Lamau, that is hilarious. Funnily enough, our shop was next to a FedEx. I asked the manager how much he thought the banner cost, and he estimated around $2,000 and said that it's not the sort of thing that's heavily discounted in bulk because of the time/material. So the company spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to advertise a $7 a haircut discount. Done right, the theory is the banner attracts new customers who then keep coming back for full price haircuts in future. So you take a short-term hit but gain long-term profitable customers. However, this sounds like it was not done right. First of all, boss, go hang that banner. Me, I cut hair, I don't know how to hang a banner. Reminds me of the time I worked as a driver. The owner of the restaurant was a real asshole. One Monday night I came into work and he said that there weren't that many orders and the night might be slow, so you can go put coupons in mailboxes for your shift. I drove straight home, put the boxes of coupons straight into the dumpster at my apartment complex, and had the best shift of my life playing video games and watching movies. Management made a deal with the customer to cut your paycheck. WTF. Now go to the IRS and blow the whistle. You get a percentage of the fines and total money collected for tax evasion. I had a coworker do this, she got $50,000. Nicely done. OP replied, thank you. Did you used to work at haircuttery? There used to be a few haircuttery locations near me, but they have since closed. OP replied, Supercuts, but we have the same parent company as Haircuttery. Regis sold all the HCs the year after the lawsuit got settled. Because certainly, someone would want to steal a banner with our logo that says $10 haircuts. Have you met teenagers? When I was a dumb teenager, I absolutely would have stolen that. OP replied, I almost included. This location is on a busy road full of only other businesses, with the nearest residences/colleges 5 miles away. I could see it being likely if we were close to a college or to people's houses, but not on this busy, regularly patrolled road. That's disgusting. Either the stylists get to control which discounts they are willing to offer, or they get paid as if there was no discount. They can't have it both ways. Even better. I work in restaurants. If you've ever worked in restaurants, all a manager cares about is coverage. As many human bodies to throw at angry customers, the better. Also, more employees to be able to blame whatever inevitable mishaps will happen from day to day in a restaurant instead of it falling on the manager. Hence why a shitty manager will always oversee a full section rather than put the restaurant on a wait. Because if you have a customer complain at the door while on a wait, that falls on management. But if you seat a customer in a full section and then they complain, it falls on the server. I'll stop there. I always have a friend call in and ask to speak to a manager and act like they're the hiring manager for a way better gig, looking for a work reference for me. Great way to find out exactly how your managers feel about you and show them you have better options.